you're looking to land a job in the South African Public Service, you've definitely come across the Z83 form. And yes, this form can seem like a bit of a headache, but getting it right is your key to landing that shortlist or interview. The Z83 form is the primary tool that the South African government used to screen and shortlist candidates. So a sloppy or an incomplete form is the fastest way to get your application disqualified. But don't despair, because in this video, we'll walk you through the entire process, combining official tips with the latest clarifications in order to ensure your job application stands out for the right reasons. So, subscribe now, and let's break down the Z83 form, step by step. This will ensure that you complete it with confidence and give yourself the strongest chance at that government job. Before downloading the Z83 form, it's important to understand the following few key basics. One of the first steps in the application process is to carefully review the job advert. Take note of the exact job title, department name, as well as any reference number. Also check which supporting documents are required, and confirm the closing date for applications. Also make sure you understand how the application must be submitted, whether by email, or post, or even hand delivery, and use whichever method of delivery is convenient to you. You also need to gather certified copies of your ID, qualifications, and driver's license, if required. Most importantly, please ensure that all certifications are still valid, meaning that the certification date on the copies must not be older than 6 months. Once you have reviewed the job advert and have gathered all the necessary documents, please ensure that your CV is detailed and up to date. While the Z83 form is crucial, your CV may be used to provide a full picture of your skills, competencies, and your level of experience. So, just a quick recap on the basics. If you take the time to read through the job advert and understand exactly what's required, as well as getting your supporting documents in order, including updating your CV, you're already setting yourself up for success. Getting these simple but important steps right, just before completing the Z83 form, helps make sure your application is accurate, complete, and ready to be considered. Now, let's understand what the Z83 form is all about. This form is a standardized employment application form, used by South African national and provincial government departments, as well as some state-owned entities. It's not a generic application, it's a specific, legally recognized document designed to assist in selecting candidates for an advertised post. It also ensures a fair and consistent initial screening process. The form further assists the government in gathering information required for legal compliance. So, how do you complete the Z83 form? In order to give you the best chance, we've put together some practical tips to help you complete this Z83 form correctly and in full. These tips are based on the DPSA Clarification Circular, No. 3 of 2025, which is dated the 6th of March 2025. This ensures that you can apply with confidence, knowing you're following the latest guidance. Let's get into some helpful tips for completing the Z83 form, starting with ensuring that you are using the correct version. It's extremely important that you download or obtain the latest Z83 form, which is the version effective from the 1st of January 2021. This version was gazetted on the 6th of November 2020 and has been mandatory for all applications since the 1st of January 2021. To be safe, always download the form directly from the official DPSA website or any other verified government portal. You can also collect a copy of the form from any national, provincial, or local government office. Please note that using an older version of the Z83 form will result in your application being automatically disqualified. Another helpful tip is to understand the actual form. This will assist you in knowing what is required. Let's start with the instruction and special notes section. This introductory area explains the reason and the purpose for completing the form. This section states that the form helps departments select candidates. The section also identifies who should apply, and further highlights that your details must match your ID or passport. The section also confirms that your information will be kept confidential. The next part of the Z83 form is Section A, with the heading, The Advertised Post. In this section, you must provide the job title, the specific department, and the reference number, exactly as they appear in the job advert. Please double-check these details with what is stated in the job advert. Incorrectly typing this information, or even writing the incorrect details, could lead to your application not being considered for the correct post, or even being excluded from shortlisting altogether. The form also includes Section B, which focuses on your personal information. In this section, you'll need to provide details such as your full names, your ID number and date of birth, racial category, gender, and citizenship status. Make sure this information is accurate and matches your official documents. This section also asks whether you have any criminal record, or if you have ever been dismissed from the public service. In addition, you must indicate whether you are currently conducting business with the state, or if you are a director of a public or private company that does business with the state. Finally, Section B requires you to state how many years of experience you have in your field, and whether your profession, or occupation, requires an official registration or designation. Let's now take a look at Section C of the Z83 form, which focuses on your contact details. In this section, you'll need to provide your reliable contact information, such as your cell phone number, or your email address. Make sure these details are correct and up to date, as this is how the department will contact you about your application. You'll also be asked to indicate your preferred language for correspondence. In the following section of the form, Section D, you'll need to list the official languages you know, and rate your ability to speak, read, and write each one of them. This rating must be done by stating either good, fair, or poor. In Section E, you'll need to list your educational qualifications, in order from highest to lowest. Start with your highest qualification. This could be your tertiary qualification, such as a master's or honors degree, or a bachelor's degree or diploma, and then work your way down to your lowest qualification, such as your grade 12 certificate. The form also includes Section F, which focuses on your work experience. In this section, you'll need to provide details of your employment history, starting with your most recent position, or the role most relevant to the job you're applying for. There is also a part that asks about any conditions that may prevent reappointment to the public service. If you are currently employed in the public service, you do not need to complete this part. It is only applicable to individuals who are seeking to return to the public service. The Z83 form also includes Section G, which is for references. In this section, you're required to provide at least 3 professional referees who can speak about your competence, character, and work ethic. These should be people who are familiar with your work and can confidently recommend you for the advertised position. Here's a helpful tip: try to use former supervisors, managers, or colleagues as your referees. Avoid listing friends or family members, as they are not considered professional references. Like any legal document, the Z83 form must be signed. By signing, you are legally declaring that all the information you've provided is true and accurate. You'll also need to date the form. This may seem simple, but it's an important step that validates your application. We'll dive deeper into why this section matters later in the video. Remember, taking the time to understand the Z83 form helps you understand each section clearly and ensures you complete the form accurately, thereby reducing the risk of errors that could cost you the job opportunity. Let's take a look at another helpful tip. Your Z83 form is your first impression. It is used by the shortlisting committee to assess your attention to detail. It is therefore important to complete this form with a high level of neatness and professionalism. If you choose to complete the form manually, please ensure that you use a black ink pen and that your handwriting is clear and legible. Alternatively, you may complete the form electronically, provided the version you are using is editable. In all cases, the Z83 form should be treated with the same level of seriousness as your CV. Another important tip to note is that, unlike previous versions of the Z83 form, which required every section to be completed, DPSA Circular 3 of 2025 clarifies that the form must now be completed in a way that provides sufficient information about both the applicant and the post being applied for. So, The Z83 form should not be viewed in isolation. The shortlisting committee must therefore refer to the applicant's CV for detailed information. This emphasizes the importance of providing relevant, as well as sufficient information in the Z83 form, which are supported by consistent details across all other application documents. Another important update, as provided by the DPSA Circular, is that, for Part A, Part B, Part C, and Part D of the Z83 form, applicants are now permitted to leave certain questions blank, or use dashes, or even write "not applicable," particularly where the information does not apply to them, or does not apply to the position being applied for. Please refer to the sample form, which illustrates this clearly by showing NA, or not applicable, used for passport numbers, where the applicant is a South African citizen. This amendment recognizes that requiring every field to be completed may not always be practical, or even relevant. Here's a very important tip: your signature is non-negotiable. As mentioned earlier in the video, according to the latest clarification circular issued by the DPSA, your signature in the declaration section is mandatory. This means that, if you submit the Z83 form without a signature, your application will be automatically disqualified. You are also required to initial the first page. While initialing the second page is not strictly mandatory, it's a good practice to initial both pages. Doing so ensures completeness and helps you avoid any potential issues with your application. Just to recap, before submitting your application, take a moment to carefully review the form and the supporting documents. Make sure that every section of the form has been completed. Remember to use "not applicable" or NA where appropriate, and avoid leaving any blank spaces. Also check that all information is accurate. This includes the job title you are applying for, the reference number, and the department name. These must match the job advert exactly. Also ensure that your personal details are complete and correct. This includes your ID number, your full names, and reliable contact information. Don't forget to initial, sign, and date the declaration section of the form. Also attach all supporting documents as requested in the advertisement, making sure they are certified, clear, and recent, meaning no older than 6 months. Remember to also include a detailed and updated curriculum vitae to give the recruitment committee a full picture of your qualifications and experience. Finally, review the overall presentation, ensuring that the form is neat, legible, and professional. By following these steps, you're not just filling out a form, you're strategically presenting yourself as a thorough, detail-oriented, and serious candidate. Now that you have all this information, we'd like to wish you the very best with your next job application in the South African Public Service. Be sure to make full use of the content on our channel to help you prepare for your interview and to deepen your understanding of public administration, public finance, and how government works. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, family, and colleagues. We'd also love to hear from you. You can reach out by leaving a comment below this video. You can also follow us on social media at ConsultKano, or using the hashtag ConsultKano. Thanks for watching. Until next time, be sure to check out our other videos on our channel. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.